One of the first things that I usually do when I get new horses in for training is I check their transitions. And what I mean is when you have a horse loping straight and you ask him to come into a circle and then you lope off straight again, because most of the time what the horses is struggling with is that transition move. They know how to lope a circle and they know how to go straight, but sometimes they don't really know what to do with themselves to go from that loping straight to getting into that turn. Well, in barrel racing, there's a lot of transitions. You transition from a walk to a run when you're running at that first barrel. Then they have to transition down in that first barrel from a run to a rate to a turn to then leave the barrel. And it's the same concept at all three barrels. So there are lots and lots of transitions in barrel racing. And I really love how a lot of this becomes a real reflection of life and how God puts it together, and He uses things when I'm up here riding horses and stuff to teach me about Him and His nature. And for a lot of people, change is a very difficult thing. It's a very difficult thing to navigate, and sometimes we just kind of inadvertently walk into a hornet's nest, and we really come under attack. And there's not a good reason to it, and it's kind of that Stephen Furtick says, when the battle chooses you type of moment. You just kind of walk into it. And sometimes there are things that you have done, perhaps inadvertently, or because like the Bible says, the wages of sin is death. You have done things that have caused your life to now suddenly come under an attack. Or sometimes, God is using times in our life where perhaps we've experienced a harvest, but now, that harvest is over, and to keep growing, we have to be pruned. We have to allow Him to prune us. And sometimes cutting back and cutting off those things within us that are no longer producing fruit, that can be a very difficult thing to navigate and go through too. But in all of that, in all of those transitions, the thing that I'm asking Fury to do is trust me. Trust me that I know where to put your feet. You let me help you know where to put your feet. And if you'll do that, then your chances of slipping or falling or something real crazy happening out there in the pattern will be greatly limited. But I have spent time up here in the practice pen working a lot on those transitions to teach Fury how to respond to me when I'm asking him to go from straight into turning, how to trust me to help him navigate those transitions. Well, it's the same thing with God. As you go through transitions and times of change in your life, you have to learn to trust God to hold those reins. And sometimes you might, even with Fury, I've had to have a tight hold of those reins to keep him in check. And so sometimes God, He might have a tight hold on that rein with us to keep us in check before He knows that He can let that rein go and we're going to land where we're supposed to land and do what we're supposed to do. But so be encouraged this morning. If you are in a transition phase in your life and you're kind of feeling that weight and you're feeling that pressure bearing down on you a little bit, just if you don't have a relationship with God, look, there's no time like the present. And there's never anything that you can do or never too far that you can go that if you turn around and say, I need you, I need help, I can't do this, that He's not willing to meet you right there where you're at. Because that's what, as a trainer, that's what I'm looking for with these horses. I'm looking for that willingness of heart for them to yield that control to me and let me be the one who directs their feet. And then once I have confidence that they know their job and they know where their feet go, then I can throw them that rein and send them down that alleyway and have confidence that they're going to go in there and their feet are going to be in the right place and everything's going to happen like it's supposed to happen. And that's the same with God. He's going to keep a hold of you until He knows that He can let you go, and you're going to do the right thing. You're going to say the right thing. You're going to act the right way. You're going to be you're going to present yourself as holy and pleasing, and you're going to be accountable when you make mistakes, and you're going to be quick to turn and say, "Look, I messed up. I need forgiveness. And you're going to back up and you're going to let God get you collected, and you're going to then be able to move forward in a very productive way. So this is our Motivational Monday. I hope it speaks to you like it spoke to me this morning, and y'all just have a blessed day. Be sure that you hit that subscribe button, click that little bell so you'll get notifications when we post new stuff, and have a blessed week this week. Thank you.